about apps, developers, how we can make sure the Arab world is properly represented. And I'll try to throw a different idea to all of you on how we can get there. Maybe it's not developing our own base, but actually looking outside and see how we can use the knowledge and expertise we have here and get revenues from outside. And I'll just start with this very simple example. Nokia was just here, and I think everybody knows that Nokia is a very, very, very international company. Would you imagine that Nokia was going to be that international if Finland was the size of the US? Probably not, right? Because then they would be self-sustainable. But the good thing is that Finland is a very small country, therefore they have no choice. They need to go international. And I think we need to put this in our minds on how we can look outside, and as developers, as entrepreneurs, as content providers, and also as the software companies, how we can help the whole environment to look outside and monetize from the West. Just before I start, I want to ask a question to the audience here, so make sure everybody is awake. Who has heard or who has ever touched a Windows Phone before? Oh, I'm impressed. I'm happy. You made my day. Okay. I was assuming that very few of you didn't, so I was going to give you a very short introduction of Windows Phone, and I'll do it anyway, just in a very quick way before we jump into what is the opportunity for developers. So Windows Phone is a year-old product. Microsoft is in this business for a long time, but it's a year-old product. Just we launched last November worldwide, and here in this region we are working on what we call our early adopter efforts, and I'll explain what that means. So Windows Phone has basically three important pillars. One is the easy and integrated communications. Second is a smart way to do apps, and third is a developed internet. What that means. So first, modern and built communication. Yes, other players have BBM and all those great things, but the reality is that social media is evolving, and Messenger and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn are very present in our minds, in our lives. So how can we make sure those apps are integrated in the phone? So on Windows Phone, you always have this out of the box. Second is, yes, everybody has apps, and a lot of ecosystems today, they have 500,000 apps and 1 million apps and growing and growing. But how do we make sure the apps really provide benefits to users? So just as a quick example, if I'm doing a search on my phone, I want to get the result and go to a website and buy directly instead of navigating on pages. We have an Amazon app on Windows Phone today that enables you to get results directly out of search and buy the product, or download a book on Kindle, for example. And the third one is, we know HTML5 is very much evolving, and we want to make sure this is part of the phone. So those are the three important pillars of the phone. We got some early feedback from a lot of users and media that the phone has provided great experiences. It's something completely different, and I really encourage all of you to see and to get on your hands. And it's really, really, really growing over time. And with the partnership with Nokia, we believe we are going to be a good option, not only for developers, but for operators, and especially for users. Users want a choice. More choices, users can compare and make their own choice. And this is really our only objective as Microsoft. This is just an example of the apps we have. So within a year time frame, we have been able to reach more than 30,000 apps in our marketplace. Yes, it's still very small compared to other ecosystems, but there are some advantages to that I want to share. Sorry. So what we're going to do regarding developers. So the story is very simple. We don't have a phone available broadly in this region. We are developing languages and marketplaces. And in the beginning of the year, we said, okay, what can we do for this region, right? What can we offer today, even if we are not selling the phone here locally, to enable people to start experiencing and to be able to get people to start monetizing this. So we created what we call Yalla Apps. It's a developer portal jointly with some Microsoft partners. And the whole idea of this developer portal is to make sure developers from this region, and we are talking across Middle East and Africa, can register and submit their apps into the global Microsoft marketplace. And the idea of this is that we don't make money out of that locally in the region, as we are not selling the phone here, but we enable you as an operator, as a developer, as an entrepreneur, to get users from the US, right? To get users from Europe, to get users from Japan, and a lot of other developer markets that are very, very much used to buy apps. And we have received a tremendous feedback on that. So how this works? So everybody can submit the app. The app can be monetized as a free app, as an advertisement app, or as a paid app. And it really doesn't matter if you are using the monetization effort from Microsoft or from Google or from anywhere else in terms of apps, you have the chance to post that. It works with certain payment methods that are very much more popular in this region. So for example, PayPal, money bookers, we know credit cards in this region are very limited, so we work also with scratch cards and prepaid cards. And we actually have, across the area we cover, which is 79 countries, we have around 75 countries covered with this mechanism, which is, I think, unheard of in terms of enabling people not only to pay for apps, but also to receive money as developers from those apps. By the way, students are free, so we really focus on making sure the base of the pyramid, the new ideas, the young people, they have completely access to this platform on a worldwide basis. So just a few reasons why you should invest in this as an entrepreneur, as a developer, or as a telco. We have more than 500 apps, new apps every day. There is a huge user satisfaction and developer satisfaction on doing this. All the developer tools are free, and all the mechanisms to get to your publisher is completely free. And there is a very high ARPU on those apps, and I'll explain you why.